Hello, this video is for assignment 2.9, step 1 of art criticism for the class History of Art. And the piece I chose for this assignment is Claude Monet's painting, Woman with a Parasol, Madame Monet and Her Son. And he painted it in 1875 using oil paints on canvas that measures about 100 centimeters by 81 centimeters. And it is currently held at the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C. Now, when we first observe the painting to get just its sense of the subject and matter, we see a woman, who we know to be Claude Monet's wife, Camille, standing outdoors on a gentle sloping hill looking down towards us, the viewer. She is depicted holding a green and white parasol and wearing a white dress and shawl that appear to be lifted by some passing wind. And just below and behind her stands their young son, Jean, and his small figure is partly hidden among the tall grasses that they both stand on. And both figures appear immersed in a breezy summer afternoon beneath a wide expanse of blue sky filled with small drifting clouds. Now, as we look past the subject and matter and more into the details and individual parts of the painting, we can see first how Monet's brushwork is loose, quick, and visible in a way that gives the painting a textured, almost tactile quality. And this also gives the scene a visible sense of the motion of wind and the warmth of the sunlight being depicted. And second, we notice that the sky occupies the majority of the composition and serves as the main source of light. It's filled with scattered clouds that are painted with a more broad and sweeping strokes using white and pale blue, and the light appears to come from above and slightly behind Camille and John, producing very delicate shadows that fall across both of their faces and bodies. We can also see how the parasol kind of catches the sunlight and shadows, showing very faint green tones along its edge as the light passes through the fabric. Third, we see the field below where they're standing is painted with very quick, energetic strokes of green, yellow, and some hints of pink that give the appearance of tall grass and weeds dotted with wildflowers when standing a distance from the painting. And the brushstrokes he uses for this field vary in their direction, which helps give a sense of uneven terrain and constant movement from the implied wind of this moment in time that he's capturing. And the grasses blur near the bottom edge of the canvas in a way that helps to create both depth and help draw the eye upward towards their figures. And moving on from the background, we can see Camille Monet standing near the center, but slightly off to the right, in a way that adds balance to the composition and helps give it a natural, kind of spontaneous quality. Her posture also seems casual, as she's just holding her parasol and looking back towards us, the viewer, but probably Monet as he was painting this. And also, the fabric of her dress is not outlined but more defined by subtle shifts of color and shadow, while her veil and skirt catch the breeze. Next, we see Jean Monnet positioned further in the background, and he appears smaller in proportion due to the angle of the hill and the distance between him and Camille, and then him and us. The blue clothing he wears contrasts very gently with the surrounding greens and yellows that helps him stand out a bit, even though he's right against the blue of the sky. And though his features are not detailed, his presence adds scale and a sense of family intimacy to the scene. And overall, this painting conveys a single fleeting moment outdoors of the Monet family. Every element, from the slant of the hill, the direction of the brushstrokes, and the way the light touches fabric and grass, all work together to depict a very nice summer day filled with movement and air.